What happens if I get that attack angle to positive?
If he gets up attack angle positive, it could possibly, he'll lower his spin, I'm hoping, bring his spin down to like 2,300 RPMs, possibly pick up 30 to 40 yards.
Do me a favor, don't show him that.
Did you hear that?
Don't show him how to do that, because I can't have him beating me. Hey guys, today we're at Mill River Club in Oyster Bay, New York for a Titleist Thursday event, and the reason we're here is we are going to test out the entire line of TS drivers. It is actually something that you guys have requested. You said, take us through what are the differences. We get those DMs all the time. So the TS1, the TS2, TS3, and TS4. The TS2 I'm very familiar with. That's what I'm gaming now. You're gaming the TS3, correct? But we actually have not had the chance to hit the other two.
No, we have not.
It doesn't mean that they're going to be right or wrong for us, but why not experience them, and what better way to do it than at a Titleist Thursday event? So guys, if you haven't checked out Titleist Thursday, it is a great way to get a top class fitting for free.
Bingo.
So go to Titleist.com, look for a Titleist Thursday by you. We will tell you a little bit more about what's involved in a Titleist Thursday as we go through it, but the goal today is just gonna be to hit all four, give you our reaction, and we're gonna be talking with the crew here to ask them who each driver is fit best for. And hopefully there's something for everyone in this lineup.
Yeah, for sure. And I just spoke with Chris, you know, and he's kind of setting us up for the day. He said that he's got the Pro V1X's, AVX's, Pro V1. So we've got all the balls here, kind of match with what we want to use with each driver, so we can get real creative. Plus the shafts, wait till you see it, there's a ton of them.
And that's another big benefit of a Titleist Thursday. You are gonna get, like I said, a world-class fitting for free. So it's a great thing. If you get one near you, it is something that travels around. You guys are gonna wanna check it out, but let's stop talking, let's start hitting. What do you say?
Let's go, man.
Let's go.
All right, guys, we are here with our fitting specialist, Chris Bellinger. And Chris, today, we'd like to run through the lineup of TS drivers. We wanna go 1, 2, 3 to 4. Now, Frank and I, we've already been fit. I'm playing the 3.
Okay.
Frank is playing the 2.
Okay.
But a lot of our followers, they message us, they wanna know what are the differences between the models.
Okay.
So we wanna put it through the ringer, see the numbers, and see what the real difference is.
Yeah, we'll put you on track, man. We'll give some golf balls. I'll show the numbers on track and give the details, and we'll go from there.
Great. Now this is what we call the Bumblebee. I want to introduce you to the Bumblebee. It's very famous on the channel.
From Transformers. Okay.
Yep. See the black and yellow. So
I
you
like
can see it's heavy.
Okay.
And I'm loving it. I'm playing it real well.
It's an X Flex, 76 gram X. Okay.
I feel like I'm going to break this thing.
Well, in general, I would not put you into that due to the fact it's a 275 gram head. This is a 40 gram shaft. I did give you the regular flex instead of senior flex. 45 inch with a very light grip, light shaft.
So you agree there's a huge difference between these two?
It's a gigantic difference between the weight overall, the grip's lighter. I mean, for you, honestly,
it feels like paper. But
I wouldn't put that into your hands. So you're gonna run through the gamut here and let's see what happens.
Let's try it. I want to give it a go.
Let's give it a go and see what happens. Here you go, bud.
So obviously we're hitting the TS1 here for education, to get an idea, but who do you normally see that this worked for when you do
This usually works for gentlemen or ladies with slower swing speeds, slower club head speed. Individuals who need to get the ball up in the air quicker, faster, hit the ball a little bit longer and higher, as opposed to those little traditional people who still want to hit it flatter and lower.
Yeah.
And for the guys, I just had a gentleman before. I was playing a 915 D2 with a Kurakagi 50 senior flex. I put him into a 9.5 TS1 with the Speeder 40 R2 shaft with the senior flex. His ball speed went from 94 to 108, 104. He picked up 10 miles an hour ball speed, and his overall carry distance was 18 yards.
Wow.
So he's pretty impressed with that, and he felt lighter and easy for him to get through the golf ball. All right, let me just show you basically what we're looking at when we do fittings. We do it basically, we use our charts.
Okay.
I just want you to be aware I'm not going to guess anything here. So we base everything on ball speed. Okay, we have 155 miles an hour. We have chart on the left. We have launch and we have spin.
Okay.
Then we'll also look at landing angle, how the ball is going to actually hit on the ground. You want to be between 30 and 40, somewhere in that ballpark, which is okay. So based on 155 miles an hour ball speed, that last one wasn't your best. Don't take that personal. Launch at 4.7, so you're actually down on the below the chart, and your spin ratio of 4,200 RPMs.
Well, I have a very steep swing. I mean, you can see that
your attack by his angle attack is -1.
Yep.
His club head speed is great at 113 miles an hour. So based on, like Reggie said, you're going to go through the gamut of the two Titleist TS woods. For you, I wouldn't recommend this. I mean, you look at, club path a little left, you carry to 234, 252 overall. I bring it over to this one here.
So what's jumping out immediately that it's not for me?
It's the spin and the spin. The spin on the
and where do you see 4288?
4288. And
what should I normally see?
Normally for you, a player 130 miles an hour collector speed, I like to be below 2400 RPMs and a little higher launch. I like to see you between 10 and 14 degree launch. Even that other one you hear at 14, your spin ratio is 5400 RPMs. Your landing angle is 49. So that's your classic. Your guy hits a good drive and it almost backs up in the fairway.
Got it.
So one of the biggest questions and comments we get are for people who want that first time fitting. And sometimes there's a little bit of almost an intimidation factor. You're worried, what's it gonna cost? Am I gonna be committed? Things like that, especially if it's your first fitting. Now we've talked on the channel before a lot about the value of a good fitting. So as I've said before, there's a lot of value to it. But if you are somebody who is that first fitting, and whether it be cost or whatever is a factor, a great place to start is one of these Titleist Thursdays because they're free and you're still going to get that full state-of-the-art fitting. Trackman, all of the shaft options that are here, the knowledgeable staff. It's really for you to come down, test something in an environment where you have somebody who is incredibly knowledgeable and can guide you through the process to help you make a smart decision for your game. So put those things together, you know, free, no commitment. I mean, it really is, like I said, this is that answer to those questions that we get from you guys a lot of where should I start. Check out a Titleist Thursday. It is a great way to get a great fitting for free.
Okay, so we're gonna do pretty much the same thing that we did with Mike. Like I said, based on what I'm seeing here, I would not recommend this to you, but we're going to give it a shot and go through the gamut of the TS1 driver lines.
What I like too is that the fact that the line, it's meant to be that way. You have something for everybody.
Really
right.
Correct.
It's not for me, but it's for somebody.
We have a driver for someone.
Right.
We can have, whether it's a lady or a gentleman, we have a driver for somebody.
Yeah, and that's the purpose of the video. I want to show, because I'm sure there's somebody out there who's watching and be like, that sounds like the right thing for me.
Perfect.
So.
It's a good one. It's a great shot.
Just for me, a bit hard to control, hard to feel the face with it being that light.
Okay.
But maybe with a stiffer shaft, I could get the dispersion a little bit down.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try a different shaft there. Maybe a little bit heavy, just see what happens.
Just see.
Yeah,
why not? Let's experiment.
Let's experiment. Give it a little different shaft, because right now you're playing a smoked 60-gram shaft.
Yeah.
So I'm going to probably I'm going to try a Tensei Blue 55, which is very 5 grams, a little bit of difference. So let's give it a shot and see what happens.
Okay. Yeah. Feels a little bit more controllable.
Feel like you have a little more control of it.
It shows you how much the shaft makes a difference too, Mike. Feel it now, the weight.
Oh yeah.
It's much more
Huge
what you
difference,
right.
Right.
It's that shaft is so light.
Well, Frank, like Frank originally said, he couldn't feel it, so I took a little less off his current set for the slow 60.
So it took a couple of swings, but eventually I adjusted to it and was able to hit it. But that's kind of the counterintuitive.
That's
we don't.
counterintuitive.
We want the club to adjust to us. We don't want to adjust to the club.
Yeah, we don't want you to adjust to the golf club to make it work for you. Your swing is good. So based on that last number there, ball speed of 142 miles an hour, launch at 11.6 and spin ratio of 4,700 RPMs. Landing angle is a little high at 40 degrees, so that's going to be your classic. It's just going to hit the ground and not go anywhere. Carry 206, 222, so you're really not getting any benefit of this driver, this current driver in your hands right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But just kind of wrapping it up again, so somebody who did have a slower swing speed, where would this then give them a little bit more distance?
This would give them a little faster ball speed,
okay,
a little higher launch, and for the people with the slowest swing speed, actually need a little more spin to get the ball up in the air and carry it further.
Gotcha.
For you somebody who has you have a club head speed of 100 miles an hour plus, for the gentleman who had, for your prior one had like 72 miles an hour, or the lady who has slow swing speed and ball speed, they need to get the ball up in the air and carry a little bit further. So the TS1 is probably for them.
Interesting. It's interesting there's so many ways to get it done. They need more spin. We're trying to take out spin.
Correct.
It's all different ways of getting that ball
down the fairway.
Right.
The game. Yep.
Right. Interesting.
Awesome.
All right, Frank. So I'm going to be hitting the driver you were fitted for, TS2. Yes. But we're going to change the shaft, so something different than what you normally play. Chris, what are we playing here? We're
playing the Fujikura Speeder TS 74 gram X Flex.
Because this is close to my 76 gram on the Bumblebee.
6.5. Yep, Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee. Just get He's calling it the Bumblebee.
The Bumblebee. Yep.
All right. So while he sets up, Chris, tell us a little bit about the TS2 and the primary philosophy behind it.
The TS2 is our new modern driver. It's a 460 gram driver. It's a little higher launching, lower spinning driver. For the from the tour player to the average player who wants to hit the ball out there, faster face. Mike is playing the TS3 right now. We're trying him into the TS2. We're trying to match his shafts as close as he can to the Bumblebee shaft, which is a 76 gram shaft. He's playing the Pro Rex golf ball. Let's see if we can get some similar numbers.
My goal here is to hit this club, hit the club Frank was fitted for better than Frank.
Whoa. Hey, whatever motivation takes you.
Here you go.
Well, even not his best swing, and he's already getting more distance.
He's already gotten more distance on it. You know, not his best swing. You know, carry 232, 243 overall. Launch was better. Spin's still a little high.
And this club is intended, as you said, to get the ball a little higher.
A little higher, correct.
Right.
Yep.
But your spin rate came down 1,000.
Wow. Which is a lot. Good ball speed at 161. Yeah. So let's look at this. So we have 106 miles on our balls. Obviously, ball speed picked up a little bit. Spin ratio 2,800.
Okay, so it went down dramatically.
So it went down dramatically from the TS1.
Yep. I like the 291 total.
The 291 total is pretty good, almost a 28 yard, you know, carry 263, 28 yard overall roll. Landing angle is rated 34.2. Still a little higher spin than I would like for you, based on your club head speed in the past.
Does the spin decrease as we go up the line? Like the rollout will be less with the 4?
Well, with the TS3 it's going to be a little less. It's a lower launch, a lower spinning, and the TS4, which is our ultimate spin killer, weights all the way up front and forward, spin kill, we're going to knock it. So I'd like to see when we do get you to TS4, you get a little higher launch, you get that spin around 2,200 RPMs.
Okay.
So another question a lot of you may have with regards to fittings occurring right now, in time of COVID. The cool thing is they've got a protocol here. It's a very low touch fitting. After each club is used, they're individually scrubbed. So he's got a system there where if you've used a club, if a player's touched a club, they set it aside. And then that way everything is cleaned between fitting. So it does give you that comfort level. If that was another thing, if that's what you're worried about right now, as far as your fitting process during COVID, it's nice to know that there are systems and procedures in place to make sure that you're safe.
All right, so Frank, you're now hitting the club that you are fit for. This is your current driver.
Current setup.
Good shot.
Shot there.
And I'll tell you one reason before we even run through the numbers, a big reason why I went with the TS2, I tend to have a lot of inconsistency across the face with my driver.
Okay, it's got a little,
so
little more forgiving.
Yes, I erred on the side of forgiveness for my driver.
I did notice you have a +2 weight in here. You don't want me making a comment on this.
By all means.
Based on your ball speed, 141 attack angle, which is great. You have a plus angle of attack, you +1, +2, +3. Launch at 14, spin ratio 4,400 RPMs. Landing angle a little higher, 41. Carried 209, 224, club head speed almost 100 path. I believe this is a +2 weight, which actually is going to increase the launch and the spin.
Okay.
You mind if I put a?
Let's try something.
You don't mind if I just?
Yeah, that's what we're here for. We're here to try.
Just by switching the weight, remember your spin was at 40.
Spin came down.
Spin came down over 1,000 RPMs.
With that little weight change.
It was a 2 gram weight change. I mean, you notice your flight was a little bit flatter, didn't have that little tail.
Yep.
Almost the same attack angle, ball speed went up fractionally, but the thing, landing angle went down. The thing on the club head went a fraction, but the carry was almost the same, but the spin dropped 1,000, which is a lot. The launch angle is almost identical.
Yeah.
Just by changing the weight 2 grams.
Amazing.
Oh yeah.
Dude. That felt good.
How'd that feel?
That felt good.
Let's just take a look at this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take that. Look at that spin rate way down.
Yeah.
So we look at, wow. Frank, for you here, we're looking at ball speed up to 145. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong page. I apologize. I'm going to go to 145. We have ball speed up to 146.2, launch at 13.4, spin ratio of 1947. We're in the white spot here, which is, I like to call it Nirvana. So when you guys go back home to New Jersey, there's no traffic and you're going to be home in less than an hour.
Yeah.
All right, so we have our launch at 13.4, spin ratio 1947, landing angle 32.4.
Better landing angle.
Better landing angle. So it's not as steep. Carried at 230, 262 overall, which is fantastic. Overall, just by I made a little adjustment. I made his Shurfit thing to B2, and I took weight away from the head. I actually took it from a +2 weight to a neutral weight. And here's the results.
And you know what? That highlights one more thing for me too. Even if you don't think you're going to make a change, pop into Titleist Thursday like this, right? It's free. I already thinking this is good. This is what I was fit for, so I'm using. But I've made some changes in my swing. You make a couple adjustments, and my own equipment, I'm hitting better.
Which is like. And with Titleist Thursdays, it is open to all consumers.
Yeah.
What to do? Go to Titleist.com website, type in Titleist Thursdays, and I'm here from 1 to 6 every Thursday, and throughout the country the hours vary. And just it's open to anybody. Come down and get for golf clubs, from the driver to the wedges to the hybrids to the fairway woods and wedges, and we're good to go. So that was great right there for you.
I'm very happy with that. All right, let's hit the 3.
TS3 for you?
Yeah, there it is.
This is my guy right here. Don't disappoint me now.
So just on Mike's initial going to his own current TS3 with his hazardous bumblebee shaft, launch at 11.1, spin ratio 1700 RPMs, club head speed went up to 114, landing angle 29.7. You know, it's 0.3 degrees off, which is fine. That baby's gonna go. Carried to 253 yards, 290 overall. Tack angle still a little down.
We'll go to the 4.
We're done with
it.
That
Sounds good to me. That spin sounds great.
Somewhere, I just heard him ringing in my ear, Kevin Sprecher saying, "I told you so."
I know. Yep.
Jeez.
See like that? There's this little cut.
That's his normal shot shape.
Normal shot right there.
That's his shot shape.
Okay, that's your shot shape?
That's my shot.
We do enough tracers of his to know.
Oh, so you're familiar with that?
Yep.
What happens if I get that attack angle to positive?
If he gets up attack angle positive, he could possibly, he'll lower his spin, I'm hoping, bring his spin down to like 2300 RPMs, possibly pick up 30 to 40 yards.
Do me a favor, don't show him that.
Did you hear that?
Don't show him how to do that, because I can't have him beating me.
If you look at Rory, Rory McIlroy, Dustin Johnson, all the big hitters, they're all hitting up on the ball, +3, +4. You know, I think Rory hits a +6.
Yeah.
You look at Rory, he's only 5'7", nothing. His carries at 330, 340 yards. So all the big hitters are plus angle of attack.
Yeah.
Are you going to show me how to do that before we leave?
I will do my best to show you how to do that.
All right, man.
Show him. Don't show him.
All right, so I felt good hitting that club because I know it well. Your turn on the 3.
Now also with the 3, Chris, we've got more adjustability.
Correct.
Right, so that one was fit to you. You were hitting your club, which we had already fit the weight adjustability. So for this, for someone like me coming in fresh, you've got a lot more adjustability here.
Correct. We have not only have the Shurfit housing, we also have the weight cartridge in here where I can throw some weight in here. You know, if I put a little more weight in the toe, you know, it's going to hold on. Guy wants to fade. I'll put a little more weight in the heel. It's actually going to turn the face quicker. So for you, just watching what I'm seeing right now with you, I might put a little weight down in the heel, see if we can turn that ball over quick with a little more right to left ball flight. So I'm going to put this into an even flow 65. Obviously, this is a 7-7X. We're not going to do that. I'm going to leave you your B2 setting, which we adjusted on your current, your current TS2 with the smoke 60. So right now we're going to an even flow 65 stiff, but TS3 9.5. Set to B2, and I'm just going to punch into the computer. And we're going to go from there.
Perfect.
All right, Frank with the TS3.
Which again, I love the adjustability. I just wasn't able to take advantage of it because I wanted the forgiveness of the TS2. But let's see.
You're gonna throw your shaft in there?
Yeah. Just that little bit of change when he notices just that 5 grams, it feels like that's what's not making me square the face up with it. Again, why shafts make such a difference. So we're gonna throw my hazardous smoke in there and hit it.
Hello. Ball speed went up to 148.4, tank angle 2.8, launch angle based on 148, I'm gonna make 150 miles an hour at 14-degree launch, spinning ratio again of 1900, landing angle 31, carried to 237, 270 yards overall, club head speed went up 2 miles an hour.
Nirvana.
So Nirvana, we're in the white zone where you go home and there's no traffic, and everybody loves you. So that's right now we're on the right path.
Yeah.
I want to maybe hit one more, and then I might do a little cartridge adjustment.
Okay.
Look at this.
Wow. TS3.
I'm gonna go to a neutral weight in here. Yeah, right. So right. So I'm gonna do that a neutral weight in here. I'm gonna put a little more towards the heel, and have Frank turn that face over fast to get a little drawback in there, so he can compete with his buddy Mike over here. Because I'm sure they'll be emailing me what's going on.
Right.
All right. So let's see what happens.
Cool.
Awesome.
Good ball.
Almost too low spin.
Yeah.
You know, 14.0, 1600, landing angle's great, 232, 66. Whoops. Club head speed went up to 103, 147, attack angle's great.
When someone comes to you for a driver fitting, and
Yes.
you've got the 1 through the 4 in your arsenal, what do you usually do? What's your philosophy? Hit all the heads and then start to dial in a shaft?
I usually start with the consumer's driver itself. Like the gentleman had a 915 D2. So I get the numbers based on his, then I look at it, then I base it on if he needs a TS1, TS2, TS3, TS4. Usually the TS4 driver is for the lower launch or lower spinning individuals who need to knock that flight down and knock that spin down. So the weight is pushed forward. So when we get all the weights pushed forward to the front of the club here, so it's going to be lower launch and lower spinning. I suppose, the TS2, see the TS2, the weights in the back also.
Yes.
I suppose, the TS, same thing with the TS1. So.
And size-wise, the 4 is smaller.
The 4 is 440 cc's, 460 on all, the TS1, TS2, and the TS3.
So if someone came into you and they're way up on spin, launching it really high, you're looking at possibly the TS4 to
I'm
bring
looking
that down.
I'll start, I'll usually start with the TS3, and if I don't get the nubs I'm looking for, I'm going to definitely go into the TS4 and see if we can get that launch down and get that spin down.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to build this for you. The attack angle actually, Mike, was 0, but you did spin it at 32, 251, 271. This is beats him up right here.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah, you're hitting on the heel and coming across it. That's what's making it that slice.
That's just that.
Yeah.
You want to go to Bumble?
Let's try it.
Okay.
Yeah, not nearly as much of a cut there.
No. Landing angle's a little high, 11.5, 32, and attack angle -3, 261, 270. So this, just what I'm seeing right now, is not the driver for him. That's better.
Yeah, that looks good.
So 160 base on 160 mile/hour ball speed, launch angle 11.3, spin ratio 26. Okay, I'd like to see a little higher, a little less spin.
Right.
As you are playing the Pro V1X. The Pro V1, we did see the prior one, the Pro V1 was okay. Landing angle 36.9 is okay. Carried to 254, 277. Club path -8, -2, which is creating that little tiny little cut to the left, to the right. So all it's not bad. But the TS3, a little more forgiving factor for you, a little better numbers overall.
So I was fit properly.
You were fit properly, correct.
I want to take one more swing and see if I can get this thing over 120. All right, so call a chiropractor.
Here we go.
Okay. You play the X, right?
Yeah. 120, here it comes.
Oh, he gave it everything.
Oh, you threw everything into that one.
Yeah, that's the cut.
Give me 3 on that, give me 3 on that.
Nope.
No.
Your club speed actually came down.
Let's see if the distance went up though.
Okay, but look at the carry. The carry's better.
273, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna walk off on those numbers.
So this is just for the scientific process.
Scientific process.
Because normally this is not something you'd have me hit. Because we're trying to bring my ball up, not down.
Pro V1, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I see how it flies lower.
Yeah. And flatter. Here you go.
Yeah.
I'm just going to show you with the charts really quick if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Once again, we base everything on ball speed. 145 miles an hour. 13.1 is okay. Spin at $1,600. Almost like it's not staying in there long enough.
Right.
It's like gravity's pulling it down at 1,600. Landing angle's below 30, so this is just gonna, you're not gonna be able to carry.
That's why we lost so much carry.
That's why we lost so much carry from the other one. I think you had it at like 240, give or take. So this is just if you had to carry a bunker, or go over a corner of a tree, or carry a pond or a lake. I hate to tell you this, you're going in the lake.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. We should hit a couple more.
Sure.
Let's see what we can do.
Just to confirm it, but yeah. Feels like I'm hitting a smaller target.
Compared to your TS2, like you said, a little more forgiving on the face.
Right.
This is obviously it's not as forgiving as the TS2. It's a little smaller head, 440 cc's compared to the 416.
Yeah.
And with this one here, the weight being moved forward, you have to hit it right in the middle of the club face for it to be efficient.
No, not the club for me.
Not controlled.
But it's for somebody. It's a better golfer than me.
For the, for the high launch or high swing guys, it's a club for them. Yeah. But like I originally said, we base it on with their original driver to the fitting. I get the original TrackMan numbers, and I start going through the process of fitting somebody for a driver, which is best for them.
Makes sense.
And and we make the adjustments. We have all the different shafts in the heads. We'll start with, we still have the 4 models. We have the TS1, TS2, TS3, and TS4, and we'll get the best driver for the consumer.
Makes sense. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, so that was fun. Getting to go through that whole lineup and just seeing the vast differences, not only in the heads, but what you can do with the shafts and the weighting, a lot of fun. So Chris, first of all, we appreciate your time.
Pleasure.
And second of all, can you tell us a little bit more about Titleist Thursday and how people can get involved.
Pretty much you go to the Titleist website, Titleist.com. Site will come up, look for Titleist Thursdays. We're pretty much all through the United States. I'm based in Long Island. You plug in the zip code, like you can plug 11758, it'll bring up Mill River, tell you exactly how far you are from your current location. You go online, we have times from 1 to 5 o'clock, 45 minutes fittings. You can get fit for driver, fairway, hybrid, irons, and wedges. And don't be afraid, sign up for Titleist Thursdays and change your golf.
That, you know, and tell you what, I'm glad you brought that up because we only got to touch on the drivers, but you got it all here.
I pretty much have
it all.
The only thing I don't have here is the putters, but we can fit anybody for pretty much any golf club, and especially with the new driver we have, the TS1, 2, 3, and 4.
Perfect.
For every consumer.
And that answers such a big question. So many of you also been asking in the comments, you know, how do I get to do a fitting? And a lot of you like, no, there's an intimidation factor. The fittings can be expensive and things like that, but here's that chance to get a high-tech fitting. Trackman, you saw it, the numbers are there, qualified fitting professionals, and it's free.
And there's no charge.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And we're glad to have the consumer.
You're not sold on it yet? Then I don't know how to help you.
Glad to have the consumer come down and try our product, and like I said, do the best we can for the consumer, get the right equipment for them, and make them play better golf.
And it was terrific to get to validate what we already have. Correct. And even so much, just make a few small changes and tweaks with what we have, and to hit them even better.
Awesome.
So, great stuff. Chris, thanks again. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon.
Glad to help you out.
Your driver game feels even stronger now, right?
It does.
Right?
And look,
validation.
Validated that the TS2 was for me because of the forgiveness, but we tweaked the weight and we tweaked the hosel setting. I got more out of what I already have.
There you go, man.
Can't beat it.